instead of saying, does this argument refute the skeptic? Another question you can ask is, this argument really implies that we know very little about the world around us. And do we really know as little as that? Look, what I mean is, well, this is not a very vivid picture, but here's a brain in a vat. There's a more vivid picture here. But picture, if you will, a vat containing a brain, and let us call the brain Neo. And then you ask, well, Putnam says, Neo is actually doing fine. Neo has knowledge of its surroundings. That's what Putnam does. Putnam shows even Neo is doing well. Neo is no worse off than we are. But the implication of that argument is that we don't have any more knowledge of our surroundings than Neo has of its surroundings. You've got a brain in a vat. Putnam's point is, there is a sense in which that brain, there's an ordinary sense in which that brain does have knowledge of the stuff that's going on in the vat. But we are no better off than that. We are no better off than the brain in the vat. Now, you might think, actually, if you know a lot of physics or something, you might say, that actually is a correct analysis of the situation. Think about the way science describes the world around you. Science says there are all these fundamental particles, there are these strange forces, electromagnetic radiation, there is all this stuff out there, and what it all has in common, the stuff that physics describes as constituting the world, is that it's not a bit like the way you'd have thought it was, just unreflectively, just commonsensically. If science is right about the way the world is, this zone that we're in right now is mostly empty space. Occasionally, there's a kind of clump of fundamental particles, electromagnetic radiation bouncing through the whole lot. Where are your friends? Where are the tables and chairs? None of that stuff is really there. There are only collections of the fundamental particles and the fundamental forces. And what you and I are getting as we negotiate our way through all this are sensations that don't tell you anything about what's really going on out there. But, after all, you wouldn't be able to make anything of it. It would be too complicated if you got the underlying physical reality raw. You wouldn't have any idea what, it would be too difficult to process if you got it raw. So what a benevolent creator or a benevolent evolution has done is it gives you these sensations that don't really relate to what's really going on out there, but they serve you as reliable. You can use them to help you navigate through this alien world. Now, if you think of it like that, we actually are very much in the position of Neo. The brain in the vat is in this weird scientifically describable environment. It has no conception really of what that environment is like, but it gets sensations and feelings that are reliably caused by particular patterns of electrical activity in the vat, and it uses them to negotiate with its environment as it travels through its lonely life. But we are no better off than that. We are in just the same situation. All your mental life is providing you with is a kind of phosphorescence, a lot of sensations or sensory images that are reliably caused by external phenomena. And in that sense, they represent the phenomena. But that's all that is going on. If you think about smoke and fire, there's a sense in which smoke is a sign of fire. Right? Smoke is reliably caused by fire. So smoke is a good sign of fire. But smoke doesn't tell you anything about what fire is like. If all you ever encounter is smoke, that's not going to give you a hint as to what a real fire is like. So on a causal theory of reference, what's going on in your mental life is all this smoke, is all this phosphorescence, all these conscious sensations. There are the fires outside that those sensations are signs of. And in that sense, they represent the stuff outside. But they give you no hint as to what the stuff outside is like. So that is a really startling picture. Putnam is trying to help us, right, and say, actually, you know more than you think you might. But really, it's such a restricted picture of what knowledge you have. The implication here is that the only knowledge you have of your surroundings is the kind of knowledge you might have of fire if all you ever got is smoke. All you ever get is this stuff in your inner life. You have knowledge in the sense that you've got signs of stuff out there. But what the stuff out there is like, you don't have any idea of, and you can't ever have any idea of. That's the thing about these scenarios where it's an evil scientist, or nothing but a vat, or an evil genius getting inside your mind. In all these scenarios, the way the world is intrinsically quite different in all these different scenarios. The causes of your experiences are intrinsically quite different in all these scenarios. But on this picture, what the causal theory is saying is, your knowledge of the world doesn't have anything to do with the way the world intrinsically is. You never get knowledge of that. All you ever get is these sensations. But is that really right? You don't ever have knowledge of what your environment is like. You don't have knowledge of what the tables and chairs are like in themselves. You just get these sensations that they cause. Surely, the way you think of it commonsensically anyway is, the way we usually take it is, you do have knowledge of what physical objects are like. You know what it's like to be in the regular medium-sized world, and that's very different to the world of a vat brain. That's why it seems so alien, the idea that, well, Neo would still have knowledge just the same way you and I do. Neo has no idea what the environment it's in is like. But you and I, surely ordinary vision is giving you information as to what the world is like, what other people are like, what their sensations are like. You get all that just in ordinary perception. And you might argue, well, if physics is right, then the world isn't at all the way we ordinarily understand it. All experience gives you are these signs, these indicators of the bizarre alien physical phenomena that are out there, and we don't have any understanding of that, so we are just like Neo. But if that is the picture in which the standards of right and wrong are set by causal connections, but surely we have more than that. Surely we take it that you know what the world is like. That's what seems so unsatisfactory about Putnam's answer, that he seems to be saying, don't even think about knowing what the world is like. Just accept that whatever hidden set of causes there are out there, your signs are tracking those causes. But the way they usually think is something like this, that you can describe the medium-sized world in many different ways. You can describe it at the base level, where you've got physics. But then that same world can be described at different levels of grain. You can give a coarser grain description of the world, where you say, well, there's tables and chairs. You can give a still richer discussion of the world, where you can say, well, there's money and there's interest rates, and so on. It's all the one world, but you can describe it at many different levels, something like that. And then when you think of the world at the medium-sized level, where you describe it in terms of tables and chairs and other people and just ordinary life, we know what that's like. If you were in a vat, things would be very different. It's not good enough to say, well, your signs would then refer to something different. We think we know what the medium-sized world, the world that's out there independently of you, you think you know what that world is like anyway. The world's there, and then you come on and you find out about it, what it's like. You do go that extra step. So it seems to me the meanings that we give our sentences aren't just set by causal connections to distant phenomena where you have no idea what those distant phenomena might be. Experience gives you knowledge of what the world's like. I mean, that's why vision is so good, right? You're not just getting distant signals. You're seeing exactly what's out there. So I think that that's really what is unsatisfactory about Putnam's picture. It makes the external world, the ordinary physical objects, kind of like a theory, just with postulated objects that is postulated to explain your experiences. Russell had this picture where, think again about your knowledge of your own pains or your own thrills. That's not, your knowledge of your own pains or your knowledge of your own thrills, you are, Russell's word is acquaintance, directly encountering these things. You're not just getting a sign of the pain that is reliably caused by something out there. You are getting the thing itself. Right? Does that make sense for pain? Hello? Well, couldn't we expand that idea? I mean, isn't that what we say commonsensically? When I encounter a colour, I'm encountering the thing itself, the colour of the object. If you say the tables are kind of bluish grey, then in experience what you are getting is that very colour. I'm not just getting a sensation that there's a sign of something out there and I have no idea what it is. I'm finding out about colour itself. If you say the chalk is cylindrical, experience is letting you know what cylindricity is like. It doesn't just give you a sensation that is reliably caused by something out there. It gives you the world itself. I think that's what's so unsatisfactory about Putnam's account. It means, this is what it cuts off our ordinary knowledge of the world and says, all I'm giving you as the content of what you know about the world is a bunch of sentences that are definitely true. That's what makes it hard to argue against, because every time you say, but Putnam doesn't seem to be giving us what we really want, you can never point to some sentence that you're saying that he's saying you don't know. Because all sentences you think you know, Putnam's going to say, yes, you do know all them. But there's some limitation in the knowledge he's giving you. And I think that's it, that you're not getting any knowledge of what the world is intrinsically like from experience. It seems to me that what we have commonsensically is a picture where we encounter other people and physical objects just as directly as we encounter our own sensations. We get knowledge of what they're like just as directly as we get knowledge of our own sensations. And if you want to buy Putnam's way of addressing the skeptic, you have to give that up. You have to say that was just a lot of nonsense. All I ever get is this kind of phosphorescence in my mind that is a smoke-like indicator of some alien stuff out there. I never know what the time is. Okay. I think that's the end of the message for today. Okay. Are there any questions? Okay, with that we wave goodbye to skepticism and on to Dretschke on Monday. Okay.